Yo, Scrawny with the Skinny back at it for the Fantasy Land. Second video of the night as my pick'ems for the top 16 / elimination stage has been posted. Sitting at 5 points for the pick'ems. Diamond Coin dream is alive, and so is the fantasy dream of cracking back into the top 5 by the end of this season, because we've just done a top 19% with these corn dogs, going in on Eternal Fire instead of Heroic. Maybe I should have gone for Heroic, seeing as I predicted them to go 3-0 alongside Cloud9. I wasn't too far off. Eternal Fire didn't disappoint me. They just weren't as clean with it, right? They started to have a little bit of a choke, a little hiccup, but they got over it. Still proud of what they were able to post. In the end, Roman, just didn't get enough points really, and Saw went home. So I'm not mad about this. Top 19%, 12 points, puts me within touching distance of the top 10, which then isn't that far off from top 5, which is the goal for this fantasy season, as always, remain in the top 5. Here you have my predictions for the opening games tomorrow. Let me turn this off real quick so you can see what I've got going. I think there's 3 potential upsets in round 1. Those upsets are Heroic over Phase, Eternal Fire over Vitality, or Pain over Complexity. Those are the 3 games that I think have a higher likelihood of happening as upsets, and the inverse to what I'm predicting. Go watch my pick'em video if you want to see exactly what teams I have going through. It's MOUZ and Spirit in 3-0, and then joining them will be Vitality, Phase, G2, Virtus Pro, Eternal Fire, and Heroic. Now, with the exact matchups that you see on screen at the moment, I've been sat here in front of the computer going back and forth, preparing for tomorrow, thinking about what's going to happen, and there's some inconsistencies between my pick'ems and this video now. Those inconsistencies boil down to the 2-2 games where I have, Navi or Furia going through, and my picks of Heroic and Eternal Fire kind of cannibalizing one another. So I'm not expecting to get 10 out of 10. I'm just confident in my 0-3 picks, which are Mongols and Imperial. And the way I have these ones set up is that they will face each other. So guaranteed 1 there. And fingers crossed, Spirit is the guarantee up top. I don't anticipate needing more than 3 picks from the 3-1 or 3-2 groups this time around. I think that if I fail to get Diamond, it's going to be on playoffs. Predicting the champion before the quarterfinals even start is always a difficult endeavor. So that's what I think with this one. I'm not going to waste time, guys. It's getting pretty late here. I wanted to post a fantasy video just to give you my thoughts, but I'll just show you my team straight up. Again, not a lot of time cooked on this one. Hope I'm not missing any glaringly obvious alternatives. I like Phase's chances, with Frozen being this consistency for the team at the moment. Even though I kind of flagged that as an upset potential, I still think that Phase are going to get to playoffs. Undoubtedly, they have not missed a playoffs yet at a CS2 event, and I don't think that's about to change here at the Major. Spinks, great price at the moment, 209 for a team I have confidence in. Zontix, playing well, obviously in the shadow of Donk and Shiro, but he is the 3rd highest rated player over the last few months for them, and I think that Zontix will continue to impress. And then we have Shuhei as, I've got my faith in MOUZ, but I don't necessarily think those games will be lopsided or kind of, any real point farming coming out from them. And personally, you never know when it's going to be like a Torzi pop-off. Brolin and Yimfat have been the 2 pieces. The more I think about my MOUZ pick over Phase, the less confident I am in it, but that's just the nature of the beast, right? You post a video, you take your, you post your takes, and then you sit here second guessing yourself. So I'm hedging my bets as I did. My fantasy doesn't necessarily reflect my pick'ems 1 for 1, but these are players that I think at their price points of Spinks and Zontix are really, can't ignore it. Kerrigan's a cheap pick, so go in on the double Phase because I have confidence in them. And Shuhei, I just can't get enough Shuhei. Big fan. So big fan and a nice price point. It's kind of like, it's like going for Alexi B. I feel like it's going to be worthwhile having 2 of these in-game leaders, 2 in-game leaders that I think can have carry games. Go back to the RMR and look at the MOUZ game over Spirit. Shuhei was the highest rated player of that best of 3. So you never know when Shuhei is going to hit. And I think this could be one for MOUZ. I anticipate them in playoffs no matter what. I really don't expect them to fumble this one. Once they get on the stage, whole other story. MOUZ still have to figure that one out, but they'll be on playoffs. I feel guaranteed with this one. These are the picks. Let me check if there's anything that I really feel like I need to highlight instead. I think that Rops' affordability less than Frozen is also another good shout out. I think when it comes to Spirit Magics, he's just kind of inflated based on the Spirit success. Shiro, Donk, untouchable. Zaiwu, kind of affordable, but I like the Sphinx 209, Zontix 211. You know, 420,000 on these two players to me feels very fair to get a solid piece of two separate teams that should be doing very well. That's really my thoughts on it. Yimfat 208, go for it. Brolin 211. If MOUZ really have a pop-off, I think I might regret not taking Brolin instead of Zontix. If I do make any change, I think in this draft, that's what it's going to be. It's going to be Brolin instead of Zontix, but that feels like even more of a gamble. And seeing as I'm starting to reclaim points in the season right now, I don't think a gamble right here is necessarily called for when I am that confident in Team Spirit. G2, I expect them to go playoffs, but the inconsistencies I feel like are just, you know, one step away. And Virtus Pro is a team that feel a little hit or miss. You know, the Katowice stumble that they went through alongside Vitality made me a little bit nervous for this team. I would still be surprised if they don't make playoffs, but I don't know, man. VP is always a hard read. You never know when you should take them or when you shouldn't. You always regret it when you don't, and then whenever I seem to draft them, that's when they have their struggles. So, you know, Fame, 211, same price point as Brolin. These are the three guys that I think, you know, you look at as alternatives at this exact price. You know, the fact that they are all exactly 211 kind of has me. I can interchange them with the formula. And, you know, what if this was Brolin and I go heavy on MOUZ and FaZe? What if this was Fame and then I've got a little VP in this mix? But I feel like the lacking of Spirit is something that could haunt me. So this is the draft for now. These are the corn dogs. Rolls aren't amazing. Lots going on here in Copenhagen, gang. So sorry for the scuffed one. Best of luck with your pick'ems. Boom. Catch you in the next one.